we have the pleasure to have Xiao Lu on stage. So Xiao Lu, for those who don't know that yet, she's the co-creator and the anchor of a very, very famous radio program listened by millions of Chinese regarding technology. And the program is called Xiao Lu Franck Nazikian. So please give a warm welcome to Xiao Lu.
Thank you, Frank, for having me here. It's my honor to be on stage.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Really a pleasure. I couldn't believe it when you accepted our invitation. It's an honor and it's a pleasure. Pleasure, because I am a huge fan. Even though my Chinese is not as good as it should be after so many years here, I'm a huge fan of your show. I listen regularly, like most of my staff. I would even say all of my staff, right? In particular, and like also millions of other Chinese-speaking people throughout the world. So I understand that you created this program like less than 1 year ago.
A year and a half ago.
A year and a half ago. But how did it all start? Because it went so quickly.
It is. I think I'm extremely lucky. But I have to tell you that the reason why this is happening right now is a total accident. I was a TV news reporter in Taiwan for 3 years, and as you may know, that TV news reporters sometimes have to deal with sad stories. I mean, famine, natural disasters, human crisis. And I don't know if you ever heard there is a funny term called medical school syndrome. That a medical school student, they have to went through their first year of medical training, and during their first year they have to read through a list of different diseases and syndromes, and after they're reading this, they realize they have them all. You know, that's what sort of happened to me. I became this very pessimistic and very cynical version of myself, you know, because of, you know, covering those stories. So I spend a lot of time traveling.
Already cynical? I mean, you were just 50 years old at the time, right? And you were already cynical.
Well, older than you think. So I spend a lot of time traveling, basically around Great Silicon Valley area, where I met really, really talented engineers, big dreamer also, worked for Google.
So basically you took a break from the news.
Right. I thought at a time I need a break.
Okay, so it was some kind of vacation in Silicon Valley, right?
Yes, because I wanted to recharge myself. So as I said, I met a group of really, really talented entrepreneur and engineer in Silicon Valley. Also, some of my senior students from National Taiwan University, the university I graduated from, worked on the biotech lab at Berkeley. They were trying really, really hard to deliver drug in a blood system so it can cure AIDS patient, to cure a patient with AIDS. This was so inspiring, and I was so inspired by those efforts and also those efforts put in to make the world into a better place. And I was very lucky because at that time, Phoenix Group, as the largest Asian media group, was hiring the new batch of a journalist or host to launch this, you know, brand new online Uradio channel, and I got this position. But still a very disastrous situation because in the first couple of months, I was hosting political talk show, given my background, because I was a policy maker student. But I can tell you, there are like only 3 people every day listen to my show. One is myself, the other is my boss, and the third one is my mom. And sometimes my mom got really, really lazy. So that became like basically 2 persons listen to my show. And you know what, it's just went on me sometime, it's not going to work. So I talked to my boss.
So not even your boyfriend was listening to your show? Oh,
I'm single.
I know you were wondering.
So I talked to my boss and said, this is really not working. I want to talk about something that I'm really passionate about. I want to talk about something I feel connected to. Can I do technology? That's how it happened. And you know what? It's such a pioneer show throughout China, and I'm very, very lucky to be given this opportunity and freedom to sort of try and learn. And a lot of attention started to flood in. People from Australia, Japan, Beijing, in the States started to write comments and drop a line and say, "Way to go, Xiao Lu." And this, I'm really, really grateful. I feel lucky about it. Are you thinking about the single part?
The single part. Well, I think that you made many people very interested and definitely happy today, I guess. From a big smile I'm seeing in the room here. So you are born and educated in Taiwan, as you said. Now you're working in Hong Kong. You spent quite some time in Silicon Valley. What is the difference for you in this several ecosystem in high tech?
I think these three places are all very vibrant technology community, but they're very unique in each way. Silicon Valley, by no means the largest, is the largest tech community by scale. We have seen a lot of 2 men working in the garage, very early age startup, to a professional team, 200 people trying to IPO. They have the most exciting activities and lectures and everything. But when I was in Silicon Valley, I liked this cafe called Red Rock Cafe. It's very famous in Mountain View. And I was there to try to write something and pay attention to what people are talking about. And I get the sense that people in Silicon Valley, yes, it's very important to be successful. Yes, it's very important to earn money. But on top of that, they really want to be very colorful and change the world. They have this sort of ambition. Where are they looking at? And Hong Kong being a financial hub in Asia for so many years, finance has always been the forefront of Hong Kong. And therefore, being an entrepreneur or having a startup sometimes really a risky concept. People will feel shame about themselves if they're an entrepreneur. I'm not telling the truth because it's so risky. There's no guarantee. I can tell you that there is a very large co-working space in Hong Kong for entrepreneur, especially for tech entrepreneur. It's called Cocoon in Hong Kong, and every single time funders or they get to present their product and their ideas in front of the audience. And every single time, the first question pop out from the audience is that when and how much your product is going to earn money. That's always the number one question. So that's something that we can think about. Taiwan, since I was born and educated in Taiwan, I guess I'm more qualified to talk about it. Not so long ago, there was a very famous Wall Street Journal article reporting on Taiwan, but the topic was like Taiwan on a slow lane. Basically saying Taiwan is too friendly to be innovative, Taiwan is too comfortable to have any sort of industrial revolution. And in the bottom of my heart, I know somehow it's telling the truth. So the solution I can come up with right now is that people from Taiwan, like myself, should go out and meet people like you, like successful entrepreneurs and teachers in Beijing, from Singapore and Hong Kong. Just try to have the comparison. But I can share a little interesting detail with you. A couple weeks ago, a very dear friend of mine from a Germany guy, very serious and sophisticated, went to Taiwan for traveling for leisure the very first time and came back to me with the eyes pop out and dazzling and said, Taiwan is the best place ever because it has the best of Japan, it has the best of Singapore, it has the best of Hong Kong. And I'm a bit flattered and excited and asked him why. And he says, because Taiwanese girls there are the hottest. Have you ever been there? You should be there.
No, but I can imagine. I can imagine, and I'm not going to contradict. So, what was the most impacting interviews you had with IT entrepreneurs over the past few months? If you say yours, Please.
Yours? Yeah, that's my answer. How do you know that? No, this morning alone, I conducted a lot of great interviews with a lot of interviewers I have right now. But I have to tell you that sometimes I get this very lucky privilege to sit down with A-list technology newsmakers, but sometimes they're very capable, very overprotecting PR sit down with us. And you know, as a journalist, we have this we have this sort of love and hate, complicated affection toward their PRs. It's sometimes really difficult to have an exciting interview.
I totally agree with you. I think we have the same problem, unfortunately, in CHINICT. Not so much this year, but we had the problem with some other companies in the past. And it seems like they have something to hide. Actually, this should be prohibited.
Well, I guess they are very cautious. They want to deal with media very carefully. So I'm going to share a really light, really fascinating experience that I get to sit down with a Hong Kong-based company called iDummy a couple weeks ago. You know that? iDummy, yeah. Basically, it's a mannequin that can morph into an exact body shape of any person due to the 3D scanning technologies. For example, if I'm using their iPhone app to scan my body, and then I can collect those data to a factory 1,000 miles away, so they can produce or create a 100% tailor-made wedding dress that I'm going to need. So quite in the future. And then, you know what, it's really fascinating because there's a girl, what girl wouldn't spend extra $20 to buy a beautiful and sexy looking dress, right? And they also hit the cross-section between technology and fashion. And if you look on a larger scale, the rise of the company like the fact that Pinterest, Taobao, women is such a big market, you just have to get them. So it's really interesting.
I understand. You know that CHINICT is for entrepreneurs, whether these people are early stage, mid stage, or even very established entrepreneurs. So you've been an entrepreneur yourself by creating this show. Because it was from scratch, even though it was for a huge company, Phoenix TV Group. Do you think that it would have been possible to create a similar program, a similar startup like yours, if you didn't have the backing of a big media company?
Well, of course, I believe everyone here, including those one watching videos, you all have the professional training background, but I don't have that. What I'm having right now here is I have this passion for what I'm talking about. And I think, yes, this is achievable for everyone to just go do it. But I also have to say kudos to Phoenix Group because it allows me to have this freedom, to have this room, to give it a try. And if it fail, it will fail. But luckily, it's starting to get a lot of attention right now. So.